Hey folks, everything new under the sun. This is kind of breaking news, recent news from today. This article is from Yahoo News, and it's on some other websites as well. This is MSN.com, and there's a Chinese spy balloon going through the American skies right now, which is interesting. The Pentagon even considered shooting it down. Now, I don't know if this is cause for concern or not. It's interesting at times such as this. A massive spy balloon from China is flying over the continental U.S., government officials said Thursday. United States government has detected and is tracking a high-altitude surveillance balloon that is flying over the U.S. right now. NORAD's tracking it. A senior official said they are confident the balloon was sent by the Chinese government. Again, interesting timing. Instances of this activity have been observed in the past several years, including prior to this administration. It says the balloon is about the size of 3 buses. Biden was briefed about this by the Pentagon. He asked for military options, and basically they came out and decided, you know what, it's not worth shooting it down, could endanger American citizens, so they're just going to let it go. Currently, we assess that this balloon has limited additive value for an intelligence collection perspective, or from an intelligence collection perspective. But we are taking the steps, nevertheless, to protect against foreign intelligence collection of sensitive information. Now, it seems very old school thing to do, to be setting up a great big massive weather balloon. You can see what I guess would be maybe solar panels on the bottom to power it as it makes its way around. And one thing that I would suggest is that, you know, if they wanted to send something kind of innocuous that American officials would think, you know, is kind of ridiculous and outdated and not a threat, you might send an air balloon, a balloon like this up in the sky, which looks silly and looks like a very outmoded way to collect sensitive information, given, again, the satellites and such that they would have access to. And if not through their own, then through Russian satellites, you know, intelligence satellites. So it seems weird that you would put a balloon up there. But you know what? Maybe that's a good way if you ever wanted to trigger an EMP blast. Wouldn't that be a perfect way to deploy such a nuclear device? That's exactly what you want to do. You want to explode it in the air above ground where it doesn't cause a lot of physical damage. It causes a lot of electrical damage via the electromagnetic pulse. If you ever want to take out the West's and North America's a grid, I would submit to you that this is a great way to put it past the Pentagon, possibly, and make them think you're sending a ridiculous old-fashioned weather balloon to collect intelligence. Meanwhile, it has some other payload associated to it that they could release at any time or detonate at any time. And how would American officials know or have a clue what it is? Now, maybe they do. Maybe there are expectations or suggestions that maybe it's something more important than a weather balloon that's collecting spy information. Again, given the satellites, maybe they're ahead of the game and they're not going to tell us, what the truth is that they expect, anyways. So if they shot it out of the sky, which they were given, Biden was given the military option for, well, that would be a nuclear incident. So they can't shoot it out of the sky, and they don't know what it is. It's from China. They can't necessarily go and inspect it. Maybe they've got, telescopes or something that they can inspect it. But you could disguise something like that, the payload of that very well. It could just look like, again, something that's collecting, rainfall and temperature and, whatever else. Meanwhile, not only is it collecting radio frequency data, intelligence, and taking snapshots, but it also could very well be a covert nuclear weapon. So if there was ever a way to deploy an EMP, maybe without Westerners, with all the high technology, noticing it, you know what? That might just be a way to do it. Something to think about, folks. Be prepared. We don't know when. We don't know how. We don't necessarily know if. But the possibilities are there, and the war and the rhetoric is escalating in Russia and Ukraine, and Russia is right alongside China. They're cooperating together. So we don't know when this could start. And you know that their militaries, China and Russia, are talking about, if this happened, then what? Or how would we preemptively stop World War III, or preemptively win World War III if we decide that we hear intelligence that the United States or NATO is looking to preemptively win World War III. So these are things you got to consider, folks. Breaking news, and this is on all the mainstream outlets. Be prepared, folks. We never know what's going to happen. So you just need to look up. Our redemption draws nigh, and have faith in the Lord Jesus Christ.